Hello, you guys. Namaste and blessings. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to be channeling messages from our most beloved ancestors and, of course, our source creator, loving mother and father. I will be utilizing the coffee grounds and I am inviting you guys to just relax, set your intentions, clearing the mind, releasing any desire to control, the need to know. Just open yourself up to receiving. All right. With that being said, we begin. I'm hearing that the number 22 or 222 is very important. Okay. Lots of two. This feels a lot about partnerships. This could be in business, this can be romantic, meetings, coming together, reunion. I'm also hearing synergy. Okay, synergy. All right, let's see. So number 2. Okay, first we're going here. I see lots of masculine energy. The masculine energy. Where are you being called to move? What is it that you need to take care? What needs your attention? How do you feel about your divine masculine? We have shark energy. Yeah. We have shark energy. Okay. The shark spirit animal is asking you to embody the energy of the go get it, action, being assertive, standing up for our values, for our spiritual principles, for what we believe. This is about healing the masculine. Okay, there's 2 energies to the shark. On the light side, I'm moving forward. I'm strategic. I go after what I need. I'm empowered. I am directing my attention, right? I'm going after what I need. But there's also survival and instinct playing out, okay? So this is about the aspect of you that provides, okay? That have the capacity to provide for yourself and even for others, right? I don't know you, I don't know your life, but this is about this energy, right? On the other side, we're in struggle. We're juggling. There's scarcity, lack. Okay, and remember, the energy of lack and scarcity can ripple within many areas of our life. So I'm gonna ask you, when examining your life, what needs attention, and how are you? I'm seeing a projector. How are you projecting, your limitations upon the solutions when it comes to problem solving? All right. Sometimes we're coming from a perspective of lack and scarcity. We're not even realizing it. And this is because of fear, because we're trying to protect ourselves. So I don't want to look at this solution, because looking at this solution, let's call it A, then that will require for me to get out of my comfort zone. And so now I'm going to go around and justify why that is not a good idea. I'm going to go into seeing what I am not having, right? And making sometimes even assumptions when we do not have the full details. And so there's a lot of this dynamic, okay? It's masculine energy. This is about initiating things, being accountable and responsible for your life, and for, I'm hearing sustainable, like being sustainable. All right? Okay. This is an invitation to really embody abundance, you know what I mean? To be assertive, to get information. There's I feel Virgo energy for some reason, because there's something about analysis. It can be analysis paralysis. Sometimes Virgo can overthink. It becomes overwhelming, and then the coping protection mechanism comes and shut you down. So then you just kind of avoid or run away from moving forward, right? Okay. All right, cool. There's a lot of energy, though. There's a lot of energy. There's really an invitation for you to, like, I'm seeing someone opening a book. Okay, let's think a strategy. Okay, let's just see perspectives. All right. Do I have to talk to someone? Do I need to make a phone call? Do I need to ask for help, for guidance? Do I need to see this from a different perspective? Find where there is the energy, the frequency of lack. Like I say, how are you limiting the creator and limiting yourself? What is and what is not possible? Sometimes we think there's only one way, and the universe is like waiting for you to like think differently. We have the number 13 two times here, twice. I see the spirit animal of the cat. There's a little cat. I see the face of someone who's like worry. I'm like worry. Oh. And yeah, the cat is like observing this person. All right. The cat speaks about transmuting worry and sadness and despair, but it's also about intelligence, instinct, being intuitive, following our intuition. So ask yourself how many times you might be guided to do something, but then that part of you that is experiencing fear, conscious or unconscious, comes and like it just take you out from moving forward, from taking a step forward. All right. There's a lot of numbers. We have, and I know you guys can see the letter G here, the letter J. I see an M or a Y. I see what it seems like an F. I see number 12, number 13. I see a tiny, beady, what is that? Like a flag. Hey, there's something here that you have to see, reevaluate. We have the letter P. Okay. There's some emotions hidden. Okay, there's some emotions you have to work through. All right, there's an ancestor showing up, a native. He's calling you to ground yourself, okay? He's waiting for you to ask for guidance. So it's very important to go into a time of quiet and solitude, okay? It's so important. It's saying there's something I want to show you, and it's coming from your paternal lineage. Doesn't matter if you don't know your father or if he's alive or not, but there's a male ancestor. For sure. This is about a life review. You're meant to do a life review. And there's something that he wants to show you about your lineage. He's also meant to bestow some information and gifts. Okay? There's a knife. He have a knife. He have a pipe. Yeah. He's up in the mountains. So please go within. I'm hearing it's being written. It is destined. And there's a fish. So this is about your abundance. It's connected to your abundance. All right. You're ready to remove something, to take off a mask, a veil. There's something that needs to be removed in order for you to gain clarity. A clarity about a particular situation. I'm hearing how do I start or which way to go. But there's a lot of questioning. What if, yeah, you're being guided to walk through a new door. Okay, I see the energy of the death card, the energy of endings and beginnings. We have initial Y, F, number 10, number 37, number 17, 15, 11, 25. I see a person. Yeah, they are holding a bird, but they are ready to let it go, like set free. There's something about you being ready to set something free. It can be about setting yourself free. There's going to be a huge release and it's going to feel very good. So clarity is coming. I'm hearing it is sacred. You will understand very soon. Mm-hmm. All right, you guys. Beautiful. Let's see. Messages. Now we're going to use tarot. More messages for my soul fam here, please, and thank you. It's like hermit energy, star energy. The Four of Pentacles. When we are dealing or navigating this archetype, this energy, we have to reevaluate how we go about life. Like, how was your relationship with life, right? Sometimes Four of Pentacles is about rigidity. It can be about greed. It can be about unconscious or conscious attachments. We have the moon, so it's unconscious a lot of times, okay? There's an aspect to not knowing what to do, and I'm like holding on to whatever I have. This can be, Pentacles can be also about particular ways of navigating life, okay? Because Pentacles is about our physical experience. So this can be like, I'm holding so tight to this particular ways to live life, that but then where do I go? Because what's happening is that life is not the same. And with the Four of Pentacles being here, number 4 is about your foundations. So there's something changing about your life, and you have to adjust to the changes. And so you might be facing a situation to where you're going to have to let this go, or empty them and reevaluate how are you going to go about things, okay? For some of you, yeah, you have to go and receive guidance, right? This person can be like, I'm paying attention, okay, I'm hearing you out. Or I am deep in my thoughts, I'm trying to figure something out. But it got to do with the house, the home, family, relationship, resources, finances, security, safety. Excuse my nails, they look horrible, you guys. I need to go to a nail salon. Okay, sorry. Ace of Swords. There's lack of clarity. So I'm trying to make a decision. I'm trying to decide. Should I stay? Should I go? Where do I go? How do I go about things? Okay, I want to ask, what is blocking? I want to ask, what's blocking this person? What's blocking you? What might be blocking you when it comes to decision making or truly seeing things for what they are, right? What is it that's conscious or unconscious? Oh, okay. We have guarded heart. It makes sense because this energy, right? The person is guarding. So guard their heart. Walls have protected you once, but now they're just keeping everything out, including what could heal you. And if you think about it, this person is covering their heart chakra. You see? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. Next one, twisted narrative. Okay. It makes sense because we have the Ace of Swords, and the swords represent the mental body, right? You have been clinging to a version of events that lets you stay angry, stay right, or stay stuck. And that story is your cage. So this is about the narratives you have been giving life and situations. And like I mentioned that before, there is confusion. You have to ask yourself, when looking at life, when looking at problem solving, when looking to activate your masculine energy, from what energy are you, perception, perspective, are you integrating, right? Because it's keeping you caged, stagnant, avoiding, in a cycle, I'm hearing. Okay. Fact check. I mean, this cannot get more specific. A faulty belief system will still feel true if it's never been challenged. However, when we are functioning from this energy, we get very defensive, right? We justify. How much of your truth is based on secondhand stories and emotional static? And burn the script. Beautiful. You don't have to keep playing the part they wrote for you. Burn the script, rewrite the plot, and make it legendary. Perfect. Everything is just in divine order. As you guys can tell, I'm not making things out. I'm just truly grateful to be here for real, you guys. Okay. My Virgo is like, what? All right. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, what else you need to be aware of? We need to be aware of the Nine of Cups reverse. So this is, where in my life am I feeling unfulfilled? How can I empty my cups, my emotions from the past? Like this says, it's time to burn the script. It's time to burn the narratives. It's time to put down the walls, protecting the heart chakra. It's time to stop justifying the whys. We're staying here. King of Cups reverse. Wow. Okay. So I have to go within and I need to find clarity. I really need to go within and find clarity. I have to ask myself, what is it that my heart truly desires? And how are the narratives and the stories and the things I'm telling myself separating me, keeping me in a cycle of repetition because I'm afraid. At the end of the day, there's fear that needs to be acknowledged. The word reverse, like I said. How are we going to close the cycle? So the world card is going to ask you to reevaluate your life. When we're dealing with the world energy, within the world, we have Scorpio, we have Taurus, we have Aquarius, and we have Leo. Each of these cups represent things that make you feel fulfilled. This is about my heart desires are coming true. Oh my God, I have accepted the new. I let go of the old. I shift my perception, my perspective, and now I'm going after the things, Wow, King of Cups, I did it. Wow. I learned my lessons. I have gained wisdom now. I understand reciprocity. I understand the point of attraction. Right here, we still guard it. I'm afraid of being vulnerable, being seen. I might be scared of my own emotions. I might be uncomfortable with someone else showing their emotions. So the energy within the world with Scorpio is going to ask you to transform. Leo, How do you feel about your personality, your character? Aquarius, are you acting for the highest good of all? We're making choices and decisions. Are you thinking long term, or am I just, you know, settling? The Hierophant, Venus, the Nine of Wands, the energy of resilience. So there's here, this person is resilient, is going forward, is taking action. Reverse, I'm not really taking action. And like I said, this is because consciously or unconsciously, there are some things, the Hierophant, that you have to let go, that you really need to face in order for things to move forward. Okay. The King of Wands reverse. This is about your leadership. Okay. We're going to unpack this side now. What's going on with the emotional aspects? We have fire spirit, and then we have Swords representing mental body, physical body. Because in the mental body is reverse, there's confusion. I have to reevaluate. Hierophant reverse. I need to ask myself, what are my values? What are the foundations of my life? What kind of traditions do I follow? How do I feel about my finances? How do I feel about my self-worth? How do I feel about learning new things, goals, career, evolution, right? Nine of Wands reverse, I'm not taking action. Why? Smoke signal. Sometimes settle is trying to get your attention. Don't wait for the full fire to believe it's real. So you are receiving synchronicities and messages, but sometimes the way we are integrating them, it just messes with us. So the Knight of Swords, how are you integrating the signs and the messages? Double trauma. You are both hurting, but hurt people don't always heal each other. Sometimes they just pass the wound back and forth. So some of you, well, this can be about, healing from a relationship, and there still is some things that you're working through, okay? That's something that you just have to face. Remember, these are general messages. Then we have karmic return. Every action, every silence, every intention, it is all recorded in energy, and energy always seeks balance, okay? So what this is saying and how I'm feeling is that if you listen and follow through, there is a lot that is gonna come into balance in your life. Not for self. Your priorities are clear. Your values are non-negotiable. Authenticity might not always pay, but it always aligns. Okay, so some of you might be struggling once again because these energies are reversed with truly embodying the fullness, your full authenticity. There might be some insecurities that you have to deal with. Okay? Two more. Facing shadows. What you fear inside you might just be misunderstood as strength, misdirected energy, or unprocessed pain. That's pretty forward. And last one, we have Pharaoh focus. Want to become unstoppable? Get crystal clear of what you want and refuse to be seduced by anything that dilutes it. Sorry, you guys, if I mispronounce that. So this is pretty good, pretty clear. Right, some teacups, just because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. I mean, you don't have to. I'm struggling because I understand that this can be like a lot, but at the end of the day, how are we gonna move forward, right? If we don't face the uncomfortable situations. And this is my job, like to bring clarity, to bring perspective, to be the person who chooses to say, hey, if you desire real changes, Creator is guiding you, but we have to face the work, right? Long-term, real changes. Romance is in the air. So for some of you, door opportunities are waiting for you. This is saying you got what it takes. Okay, this is really about you shifting. This is the energy of determination, resilience. I'm going for it. I'm beat up, but you know what? Vulnerability. I know my fears. I know, but I also know my strength, right? I got what it takes. I just have to learn to receive. And sometimes people struggle with receiving when they are functioning from their insecurities, and when they are, defensive, and when they are not having the humility to receive. Shark. Oh my goodness. Okay. Take care, or there will be a loss of material wealth. I spoke about that. Yep. Okay. The seahorse, family matters. I spoke about that too. Disappointment in some affairs. So we have to cut the cords for some of you here with the past relationship. Oh. Dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. So for some of you, you have to cut the cords. All right. Or you might be opening yourself up to a new romance. Oh, another man, dealing or relationship with a man. This one have black hair. Fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. And last one, okay, with sunrise. New creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. All right, you guys, it's been beautiful. Thank you so much for having the courage and the strength to be proactive when it comes to ancestral healing and the your journey of self-actualization. I really honor you. I can relate to doing the work. It's not easy. However, this is gonna be our legacy. You know what I mean? May you be blessed on your journey. Thank you so much. All right, ciao, ciao. Paz y amor. Nos vemos. Ciao, ciao.